is everything taking so long to open? Here we go. Alright, that's open. Let me get this in. No, I don't want it. There we go. And you can let the kernel load. That's on that side. We got it. And there. And all right. Let's see. Anybody dropping in right now? Got some folks showing up. All right, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Let's get 3.6 loaded up because I want to talk about bisectional search. Somebody put a "Hey, Unfinished, how are you doing today?" Bisectional. Let's just go. See if I got this. Is it bisectional? Search. We may have to look at YouTube and see what its name is. Unfinished, have you seen bisectional? Search. Bisection search algorithm. I guess I did that not too long ago. Well, okay, goes to show you what, published it almost 3 years ago, and it's still 100 videos ago. Shows you how many videos I have slowed down. Expanded search. That's regular expressions. All right, Unfinished. Is there anything you want to talk about today? Perfect. Should probably, if I'm asking you a question, I should probably go back and make sure I have chat open. All right. There, I can see chat now. I definitely am probably leaning towards a third monitor. Don't know where I'm going to put it, but I definitely need to start going there. Let's see. Don't want it to play. I need to find out where the... because I have to go back and look at my own code. There was a meme, and I sent it to an old coworker. It was why am I doing this? Why am I? It was the one from. It was nope. I was just watching. I'm just a watcher today. Okay, cool. That's fine. Glad you're here. Let's see. Whoa, that is awful. Let's see, what is, it's 2001. Python Basics 2001, so it's in there. Let's go see if I can find it. All right, anybody else joining us today? And then we can look at bisectional search. We can look at, oh, I bet it's in 3.8. Let's go there. 3.8. 2000, because I tried really, really hard to segregate these and make sure I was having them all be together And I was like, okay, I'm going to have all of these here, and I'm going to be able to find them. No matter how hard I try to be organized. But sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. Like, I'm trying to keep up with the jobs that I'm applying for. Yeah, not doing so good with that. There we go. Haha. Okay, open. I think I found it. Python, it's in 8.238. And then 2001. And let's do bisection. So this was before I started my old job. This was one of the coolest things that I had built up until that point, I think. So let's see. Let's go ahead and go through what I'm doing, because somebody made a comment that, oops, wrong way. Somebody made the comment that I may have been doing this. We could have been doing this a little bit differently. All right, run this. Missed an indentation. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, because I copied and pasted everything. Let's see. Will that work? Why is that moving everything back over? I shouldn't be doing that. Okay, so I do. I'd have to do. We'll just do this the longhand way. So what bisectional search is basically, it was an algorithm that, it was a challenge of, can you, we'll just stay uniformed. Can you write a program to, let's see if I did it. Yep. Enter a starting point. So can you write a program that is going to be able to search for what you're thinking? Enter a starting point 20. Entering endpoint 100. Think of a number between 20 and 100. All right, so I am let's pick 27. So all right. Is your number 60? So all right, what did I have the output be? Enter H to indicate the guess is too high. Enter L to indicate that the guess is too low. Enter C to indicate that I guessed correctly. So this is the program right here. So all right, we said 20. What did I say? 27. All right. So let's make a note here. 27 was guessed. 27, not 24. 27 was guessed. All right, let's shrink this a little bit. Let's see, how does this look? And I haven't even looked to see if this is fitting. And it is not fitting. My apologies, everybody. All right. And 27. And then we'll go over the code. Move this right there. This is our guess. This is what we picked, and we're letting the algorithm see if the algorithm works. So all right. So the program guessed 60. Well, that's too high. All right. Is it 40? Guess too high. Is it 30? Still too high. 25. Oh, here we go. Low. 27. Oh, it's correct. So all right. Does anybody have any guesses? Thank you for playing with me. Best. Oh, and I got rock, paper. No way. I have rock, paper, scissors in here somewhere. Does everybody know the game rock, paper, scissors? And then you have the one for, oh, here's a try and accept we can look at in a few minutes. I have covered so many different topics with this channel, and I actually kind of challenge everybody. Let's see. Challenge everybody to see if you can come up with a topic that I have not already discussed on the channel. Let's see, bring this down. Let's size this up. I remember I used to take me so much time to get these to fit. Why isn't that working? Oh, because it's the bottom right here. There we go. All right. So let's look at our bisectional search. What in the world I'm doing? So I'm literally cutting the distance in half. So when I go through and I make one of the guess, I'm cutting. So let's think about a number line. Actually, let me open this up before this freezes. Sorry. Anaconda is great, but it's also picky. That because I have two environments going, because I have two spiders going, so because how I did it was I got feedback from the community that if it's not the dark mode, it wasn't very easy to be seen. So I had a white version, and it was just hard for everybody. So somebody made the comment, and I actually was using the white as a backlight for the camera shining. So then I ended up getting some lights, and then I had to learn, because I just had it be in the background, and then I learned how to do. I had a white background, and then my son was like, you really need to learn how to do a green screen. I'm like, yeah, I know I really need to learn how to do a green screen. I said, do you want to help me do a green screen? He's like, no, you can figure it out. So I was like, great. So, but I learned how to do a green screen. And is the other version opening? All right, here it comes. Slowly but surely. All right. So, bisectional search. My watch is acting up crazy today. All right, been going off, not going off, not going off when it's supposed to, going off when it's not supposed to. I think that's Occam's razor. I just pulled up the old video for bisectional search, and man, is that image awful. My lighting was bad. Skin was bad. Had way too much hair that was not growing in properly. All right. So here's an example of the F string. So we can look at this as well. There is a lot of stuff that's happening here. Have you guys seen input unfinished? Do you know how to take input from a user? Cool. We got some more folks dropping in. So if you happen to be new here and you don't, if you've not joined one of our streams before, just say hey in chat. So and please don't hesitate to ask any questions if you happen to be super new here or just new to Python in general. So basically, I'm experimenting with these live streams and trying to get back in the groove of making videos, being on camera, being more fluid, because I want to try to make better content for LinkedIn. All right, so taking input from the user. It's a built-in function, and what it does is it will pause and wait for input from the user. So here we are. So just like this, please enter a starting point. Let's do 1 and 20. All right, so it says we're gonna guess, and I have this now open. See, I have 2 of these, and I'm gonna see how bad that is in the background. I haven't looked at this in a while. Yeah, that's awful. And then trying to be able to see this, and I had this be first that was white, then I tried to change this to dark, and it didn't really go well. But yeah, see how it starts messing with all the coloring? It's all bad. The coloring's still not that great. All right, do I need to turn up the lights? I think the lights are up as high as they go. I think I need to get another light. I wonder if because I think it was Nico yesterday. He goes, why are you slowly turning yellow? And I was like, that's a good question. Let me look and see. So it was just the lighting was changing outside. So I'm in front of a window and a side window, and I have my green screen blocking out some of the light because it augments and changes just a little bit. All right. Let's see. What did I want to look at? What did I want to tell you guys about? All right. So let's see how long this is. Is that yesterday's video? Yeah. All right. So also been looking at the live streams and trying to learn the best way to do that. All right. So, but let's unpack this. So this is a very interesting thing in wrapping. So when you take, let's finish our game. All right, 1 through 20. Let's think of 17. 17. Let's see how it does. See how many guesses it can do it in. Is your number 11? Nope, it's too low. Is it 16? Too low. It's 18. Too high. And 17. Correct. So all right. So this is, think about. All right. And then I need to find where rock, paper, scissors is in this and kill that. Let's come up here and let's look at, let's do a number line. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 20. So, all right. So here's a good representation of what in the world was going on here. So if you look, its first guess was 11. And if you look, 10, it picked, so there's 20. So it has to pick here, and I think I've defaulted to pick 1 and then over. So it's looking for the closest midpoint. So it takes the high, the low, divided by 2. Yeah. Rounds. So, all right. Oh, this is a perfect one. Does everybody know what that does? Has anybody ever heard of floor division? Gosh, there is a ton of good stuff. All right, let's get this out of here and put this in the grown-up. Floor division. Let's talk about this for a minute. What in the world is this? Floor division. Division. Don't ever quote me. Do not come here for spelling, okay? I will tell you that right now. I used to say that, I think, in almost every video. All right, floor division. So it's the whole number inverse of modulo. So with modulo, you got the remainder. With floor division, let's see, 17 divided by 4. What is that? 4. All right. So then I add a second divisor sign, and I turn this into a whole number. So this is a way you can get the whole number without having to do any sort of needing to round, turning it into an integer. It just automatically does this for you right here. So this is a very cool thing to have in your toolbox, that it can speed up and remove steps that you don't need to be able to do the process that you're really wanting to solve. All right. So now, I'm taking my guess, and guessing 11 right here because I'm taking the high. Come on. I got a new mouse, so I need to mess with this some. There we go. Can everybody see that? Is that in frame? Not that. OBS is that. Okay, cool. But you can't see. All right, just that's a number line. So we're using this as a graphical representation. So right here, and we're having to set a lot of things. And then also, oh yeah. Because I'm handling some things here. So can't remember exactly why. This is why making documentation notes of why you do things is important. Because going back to the meme, a programmer's meme that I saw the other day, and it utilized sorry, old coworker from the last job at the building, is a member of HR that she's been very, very helpful to me and being very nice, and she's been checking on me and sending me texts, and she's sending me stuff of what to be on the lookout for now. Because yeah, I have to just give you guys an update. Friday was my last day, and then come very soon I'll be getting a box to box up all of my stuff and send back, and then I will get my severance package. So roll it over. Let's see. So you can let it sit there. You can wait to get it. Roll it. Okay. Yeah, she's super, super nice. She helped me with my resume. We spent a couple hours on that. All right. So this was just the process in which to handle all of the issues. But does anybody have any questions of what in the world I'm doing here with this int wrapped around? Int wrapping around an input, wrapping around a string. Is anybody have any questions about this? Everybody comfortable? Because this is a completely legal statement in Python. So we'll actually let's just take a peek at this. So help on input. And it took me, so this is one of the original versions, raw input, that I think was in Python 2, if I remember, in Python 2. So if you're old, you know Python 2. If you're younger, you're probably like, what is Python 2? So it was kind of a little bit of divergence between the little bit of Python community. It was, why are you using Python 3? Python 2 is awesome. You can do this and this and this. Well, it's kind of like beta and VHS. And if you probably, actually, people on here who don't know Python 2 probably don't know beta and VHS. Blu-ray and DVD, that's even starting to get a little old. But all right, so what am I doing? I'm taking input. The reason why you have to wrap int around input is it defaults as a... Oh, it doesn't say it. It does not say right here that it returns a string. So let's look at this. Input, enter. All right. So enter, and then I go 6. So then I call X, and I get 6. So if you don't know, that's a string. A string is considered a non-integer, non-float. Even though it can represent, then it turns into a digit if it is an actual number as a string. So all right, you can handle that. So what you have to do is you wrap it around, see, right here. And now I can, because you cannot, if I were to do this, X is still here. X, this is important. Just see if I still have this in frame. Cool. If I do X times 2, you might be like, all right, it's going to be 12. Well, no, because this is still a string. So I would have to do int x and times 2, which this is completely legal. Then I get my 12 right here. So what am I doing? Let's look at this. This is very important. So I'm converting this from a string to an integer, then I'm multiplying. So innermost, then left to right. All right. So I'm taking my low point, my high point, then I'm asking to have the user think of a number between the low point and the high point. So let's talk about this f string. So an f string, it's me telling Python, it's string formatting, f string. And this is why I like the f string instead of the older format, because you pass in curly brackets with the variable in here, right here, and you don't have to do any sort of concatenation with commas. You just type your string, add your curly brackets, insert your variable, and it does not change color, which is fine. Let's get this down here. Does not change color, because it's like, hey, you put an F in front of this, you know what you're talking about. I'm going to leave you be. Okay, so then we enter, and then this is where I handle this issue, where I'm taking, everybody know what this means? Everybody's seen this before? Does everybody know what that is? Let's see, did I convert x to, let's do this, x int x. So this is completely legal. So now I've actually not converted, but I'm trying to think of the term. So I've actually reassigned. There we go. So I've reassigned this, and now x is 6. So what am I doing here with this plus equals? So this is a shorthand version of this legal statement of this took, I don't know why this took me so long to wrap my head around, but this is called incrementing. I'm incrementing by 1. And what it's a shorthand for is to, like, if you were just going to be doing, so you're not having to recall and retype the variable every single time. So if you're new and you haven't heard me say this, programmers were lazy, and that's why programming was invented. So very smart people, very lazy people. Then you have computer programmers, computer programs, and it goes back and forth. They're constantly creating new things to create other things. All right. So now x is 7, and then I do this legal statement, and now x is 8. So all right. So I've moved this from, I've added, oopsie. I've added and made this 21. Let's bring this up here so we can see. So I've made the high point, and I've now moved it over here to 21. Let's make sure my big old noggin area. There we go. So now I've made this. So now when I do my halfway point, I get 11. All right. So it was 21. Let's do this the long form way, so we can see what in the world I'm doing and why we're doing it. Is this? Oops. Was it in a function? No, all right. We'll just do this. So it was 21 minus 1 floor division 2. Let's just do this. Let's do one step at a time. So then it was 10. Then I need to then add 1. So then I get our midpoint, or our adjacent midpoint here. I think the reason, this has been so long that I actually wrote this. This was back in 2021. So this was October of 2021. So coming up on 3 years ago. And gosh, I guess I was in the middle of COVID, because we were discussing that the other day. All right. Because I think my son has COVID right now, so we're we're working through that. He's just down the street, so he came up and saw us. He looked pretty good the other day. All right, so here. I think OBS just died, so I'm back. Okay. Yep. Okay, so YouTube says successfully connected. Sorry about that, everybody. My internet has been acting weird. I've been on with was chatting with Nico earlier. Let's see. Let me let everybody know. Everyone, I'm live streaming now. Smiley face. Yep, send now. Yeah, my kid's about passed out when I told him how many Discord followers I have. I think it's 298, 290. What? We just had 2 more. I lied a little bit. 292, and my oldest was like, "What?" So I guess that was pretty good. So all right. Let's go back here. So what am I doing? So this is pretty interesting. Hey, Nico. Did you see Discord, or did you get an alert off YouTube? Curious. Because I realized that I did not let everybody know on Discord that I was streaming. Yeah, that's what I wondered since you were chatting me this morning. Yep. I mean, I literally just typed it into Discord. Let's go back. Like 1 minute ago. Now, actually, I don't even know if it's been 1 minute. So, all right. I can't remember who on YouTube was asking me about the bisectional search. And they had a comment. Let's see, what was their comment? It was, let's see, I just wanted to understand. Oh, somebody had a question on, actually, hey. Stream now if you want to join and ask questions, because that's there we go. All right. Okay, was watching videos on my TV and got pinged. Okay, that's cool. That's absolutely awesome. That's probably what I think is probably the most awesome thing about all this technology, is how integrated. And now that I've gotten a touch of how large systems work, I can only imagine the amount of integration that all of that takes, and the number of teams working together to get something like that to work is just probably mind-boggling. All right, okay. So right now, Nico, if you're still here, what we're doing is we're looking at bisectional search. And we may go back to the number triangle because somebody just posted a comment 10, 11 minutes ago on the YouTube channel, and I just told them that we were doing a live stream. So I don't know if they'll end up joining here. So we may regress a little bit and go back to the number triangle. Let's see. I turned on my YouTube volume to 100 and the system volume is to 51 normally. 11% is super loud. Is your stream sound low or is something wrong with my PC? No, let me check something. My microphone, let me see. Is anybody else having an issue? My mic is at 150%. So I think it's on my end, and I don't know exactly, because what I do after I record the video, I then go into Adobe and I then increase the volume yet again. So on live streams, I guess I'm not sure exactly what I need to do to get this to work better. Because I know I was asking folks yesterday or the day before about the volume, and they said it was fine. So I wish I had a better answer for you. Well, you know what? Let me put this up to 200. And then you tell me. I don't know if it'll convert in real time. All right, so that is like a 30% increase. I just put the volume at 200%. So I'll let you adjust anything if now I'm super loud. So you let me know. I just dropped my volume just a little bit. Is that better or worse? And I'll talk a little bit louder as best I can. Just let me know. All right. All right, so I'll try to be about right here. Is that better? Okay. So what am I doing with the bisectional search? Okay. Well, awesome. Thank you for the feedback on that, Nico. All right. So right now we've taken input from the user to just kind of guide the computer to guess, and then we add one more number. So the first guess through is, and let's add some spaces so we can come through here. So basically, if you think about it, we found the midpoint. So here's the midpoint. So here's the new midpoint. So I've moved here. So now when I get this response, will I move the high to here or the high to here, or vice versa with the low? So what do I mean by that? Actually, let's make these X's so we're not, there we go. X. Oh, okay. So here's our guess. Yeah. Here we go. I need to make this Y when it asks for a number. It just asks, but it doesn't put the value in a variable. All right. Can you see these lines? Tell me which line you're referring, Nico, and then we'll talk about it. So, all right. Let's look at this right here. So right now, oops. This isn't going to work because it's going to adjust this. All right, line 1584. All right, 1584. Okay, so why when you ask the number, it just asks, it does it. So on 84, what I'm doing here is I'm outputting the, to tell the person. So let's kind of go back over because Nico just dropped in. So we'll go through this. Let's rerun this. F9. So enter a starting point. All right, 1. Enter an endpoint, 20. All right, think of it. So I have to give the computer basically a starting point, a guess, a boundary. So I'm going to control it. So it's saying, hey, I need you to pick a low number and a high number, and we could work on the verbiage here. All right. So now, okay. Now think of a number between 1 and 20. So on 84, what I'm doing is this is just still an input that is coming out. Oh, why am I not assigning it to a variable? Great. Now I got it. I am so sorry. Because I didn't need to collect that information, but I wanted it to pause. So that is a plus of what the input function does, is it sits and waits for information and feedback. So that was kind of what I did to pause the code to have this sit here. Think about a number, and that's why I then say press enter for OK. So this is sitting here waiting for the enter to be pressed and then continue. So that was why what I decided in my design here was that I just wanted it to sit. So I was going to give some instructions, and I wanted it to pause and not blend in, and I wanted it to sit here. So I gave some information, and then also, okay, when you're ready, press enter, and then we'll continue. All right. That made a pause function. Very cool. How did you attack that? How did you attack the pause function? Did you just use time sleep? Did you just use import time and sleep? Because that's the cool thing about programming. There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. So all right. So now here's what's vital, and so we can go through this. So now let's dig down into here. So the low point and the high point and our first bisectional guess. So now what this is doing right here is, all right, I need feedback. So I is the computer. I made a loop forever with a 0.5 sleep delay, and it uses the keyboard module to check if any keys are pressed, and if a key is pressed, it breaks the loop. Nice. I like that. That's perfect. All right. So if you look right here, we have our high point and our low point. Low point and high point, my bad. And they're right here. And then basically right here with our guess right in the middle. But now this is where we need the feedback to, am I going to move the low point up to here? Or am I going to move the high point down to here? Does that make sense? So we're going to tell the program, are you in this bucket or in this bucket? So, all right, and then we're going to do this here. So I didn't do this, but I made a note. We're going to say that we picked 17. We're going to say that we picked 17 right here. So I think that's still in frame. Let's check. Yep, 17 here, and we can see our number line. Let's move this down here so we don't have to get crazy. 17. All right, let's bring this up here so my big old melon isn't in the way. So this bit of code, our response. So we're going to get from the user, is the computer's guess too high, too low, or is it correct? So whatever we do with this, so if the response is H, then we're going to reassign the guess to the high. So if it is too high, that means it is not in here. All right, you follow me? If it is too high, that means it is on this side. So we would drag instantly. This would become H. And then our next guess would be in this bucket. And it would redo this. But it is now assigned high to 11 because this was the guess. So now its bisectional search would what be 6. So let's do this. Come on. So it is because our guess is 17. There you go. So now this is too high. So the computer's next guess. So this is. So now this is it. Oops. I did that too wrong because it was too low. Correct. My apologies. I was not thinking about this correct because that was wrong. So let's rerun this. F9. Let's bring this back in. The sun's coming out. Am I turning yellow yet? Almost. All right. Let's see if we can actually play this game. 1, if the user wants to play correctly. So our guess is 17. So our guess is too low. So let's go back over here. This is our guess. So now 11 is lower than 17. So now this becomes 11 becomes our new low. All right. It will keep splitting the list in half until it finds the right one. Bingo. That is bisectional search. So it is just finding the midpoint. It's very similar to it may be bubble sort, but where it just keeps moving things to the middle. And it's a very efficient algorithm. Actually, give me 1 second, everybody. I need to step away for just a second. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. Sorry, everybody. I'm coming back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just realized that I'm on a live stream and I have the garage door open and I got a sound machine behind me, so anything could happen. Ha ha ha. All right, let me check. How's color? Heading towards orange. Going towards yellow. All right. I know I need to fix my green screen. My son would be very, very disappointed in me. Okay. So yes, did you say BOGO sort? Bubble sort. Yeah, sorry about that. Bubble sort. It drives it to the middle. I believe it doesn't 100% use bisectional search, but it is bisectional search adjacent, if I remember. Let's see. I guess you can look at it. Bubble sort. Bubble like bubbles. I blow bubbles. All right. So yes, then it will move over. So now this is the new low. So our low and our high, and then I think 16 will be our new guess. Let's see if I'm right. So 11 is too low. Yep, 16. So now 16 becomes the new low. So what is the midpoint here? Is it going to be 19? 16 is still too low. It's 18. So now the high, this will become the new high. And if you look right here, the only thing left is it has to be 17. And let's see. Then this is high. So this is how this is designed. And I remember when I first ran across this, I was like, this is actually very cool. And I did a lot of tutoring around this time of the YouTube channel. And this really helped a lot of young people really learn how to go about doing this. And it also, reassignment and thinking, this exercise right here, just to get your human brain to get wrapped around it. Can you see over my head? Yeah. This is just a very interesting logic exercise to go about how would you design this? How would you guess? What would be the most efficient way to guess if you were playing and you had somebody and they gave you the boundaries? Hey, I'm going to guess a number between 1 and 20. See if you can do it. And I'm going to think of a number between 1 and 20, and I want you to guess. And this is the most efficient way to do it because you're cutting this all in half. What if you make a guess, a high number, but then it keeps saying it's too high? Nico, give me an example, because this is why we're handling this right here. So, like if it's 1 through 20, and then we guess 20, is that an example? So if we think of 20, actually, you know what? I should have this in a string. There we go. So now we don't need all of this. There we go. Let's get this over here. This over here, and this right there. If saying it's too high, Nico, can you give me an example of either here in chat or on Discord? Let's see. You may have already done this. Let's see. Message request. Got it. Okay. Oh, who's this? Number triangle. Let's see. Hope you're well. I'm here to paste my solution for your number triangle. I just started learning Python. I haven't gotten to how to operate files or anything like that, so I'm just going to paste my code here. Yes. Oh, no offense to everybody. But yes, we will not open anything in we will not open any files in Discord. You can just paste, I don't care how big it is, you can just paste it into, or do there are plenty of if it's too large, there are plenty of websites that you can paste links of code and you can paste them in there. Just to keep everybody safe and to keep, we have a small community, but at any time there are plenty of people around the globe that are wanting to do harm. I'm not accusing anybody. I just want to keep everybody safe, and if everybody follows best practices, nobody can be enticed. And I also want to keep you safe if you're a do-gooder, and that I don't want anybody enticed to send a file and then we have something. All right. To get a guess like 18 and then you say it's too high, it will error or it will go down to 1 or something. If you guess like 800 and you say it's too high, it will error or will it go back to 1? So you're saying like if somebody gave an incorrect answer and they say, hang on, I guessed wrong. So if they guessed 18, if I thought of 18 and you said too high, well, the high and the low move. So I guess, let's see. Message request, accept DM. There we go. Oh, interesting. I did not know. Are you a member of our server? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I'm reading somebody who, and I don't know why. So I don't know too much about Discord. Why would it not show somebody's entire? Oh, because that's it. It's just y dot 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 dot. Okay. Very cool. All right. So let's jump here for a second to the number triangle. I think I alluded that we were gonna have somebody new coming in, and we were gonna be looking at the number triangle. Let's see. Does this work? And F9. Yeah, that's cool. That is awesome. I like that a lot. This is an perfect example of why I'm obsessed. Okay, you're not reading some of my chat message right. Okay, all right, my bad. Okay, to get it to guess like 18 and then say it's too high, will it error or will it go down to like 1 or something? Okay. All right, Shelton. That worked great, and you're very welcome. We had somebody a while back that they did something on accident and they got it to work. Did this work the exact way that you were expecting it to? Because I really like all of these constraints, and then each time through printing out the number triangle. So I think that's very awesome. But if you don't have any questions on this, I'm going to go and try to answer Nico's question. Did this work exactly? Were you expecting it to look like this? Because that's one of the things about programming. You can get stuff to happen, but it may not be exactly what you were expecting. And that always cracks me up when young people are like, hey, it didn't work. And I'm like, well, it did it did exactly like you told it to. So, all right, let's come back up here and run this for Nico and see if I can understand what Nico's wanting to have answered. Okay. And F9. I'm following you from Liberia. That is awesome. That is so cool. I'm turning yellow again, Nico. All right. Thank you. Let's see what I can do. All right. Let me scoot up. Oh, yeah. I can't lean back too far. All right. Better. Not yellow. All right. So here we go. All right, Nico, you tell me what my starting point needs to be, and we'll just go through this step by step. All right. Let's see. Drop this down. Start point of 1. Okay. End point of 20. All right. So the computer's first guess is 11. And this is too low, correct? Or are you asking a scenario, what happens if they accidentally put in H for too high? What will happen? Make it guess. I mean 20. So make it guess 21. Make it guess 20 and then say it's too high. Well, I mean yes, that's an interesting thing, but I mean we're having to program this that the user is going to be using it properly. So no, if you get bad, I mean it's the standard answer. If you get bad information, the program's not going to function properly. So no, it will not. It is not designed to handle that. So, and then say it's too high. So it's going to guess. So it's taking my feedback. So its guess was 11. What number did we pick to use to have the number that we're thinking of between 1 and 20? Just so I can do this as a thought exercise to make sure I'm understanding what you're wanting to have happen. All right. Let's see. Let me check something. And I don't think... Yeah, something's going on because yesterday's video, it's saying that only like 14 people watched, and it was like 0.4 of an hour or 0.2 of an hour. All right, Nico, you still here? All right. Chat. Okay. All right. And we just we're 292 with people on Discord. That's kind of cool. All right, you're still here. So what was the number that we thought of? Was it we thought of 20? All right, so the computer's guess is 11. What was the number that we thought of? Is it you want me to pick 20 in my head? Is that what you want me to do? Because my response right here would be L, too low. Okay. All right. We may be moving on if I'm not understanding. Because, yeah, this is one of the... Because I did not program this extremely defensively, that I want to see how... Oh, you want to see how it errors. No, it'll get stuck in a loop. It won't error. It just won't. Because I did not program against it. Because what we could do is if you got conflicting information, so it won't error. It will just get stuck. Thank you, Srinivas. I appreciate that. All right. So, let's see. So, let's give it conflicting. So, we say too low, too low, too low, too low, and then too high. Is that what you want to see? So then it just gets stuck. So I don't know if you're able to see this, but it's been guessing 19 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So now, there we go. All right. So if it goes to 1 and it divides, it will go to a float and error. So you want me to go the other way? Because I thought I was doing this right here. We're saying it was too high. So if you look right here, it's just getting stuck. So what you could do is you could create. So, all right. Before we get into the programming part, and here's the part that a lot of people novice especially, or people who aren't even programmers. They're like, how can you do this? Well, how would you solve this how would you solve this as just a regular person? So what we'd have to do is, how would we do this? So if you got conflicting data, so if we were here and our first guess is, there's our low, and then here's our high guess, our boundaries, our two endpoints, our low endpoint and our high endpoint. So our first guess is here on the X, right? And you're saying that then if we got conflicting data, we could be then just storing other parts and be like, well, wait a second, you just told me it was too low, and then now you're telling me it's too high, so you're not playing fair. So if you turn out that if I was too high a minute ago and I moved my endpoint, then how can I be too low now because you just told me I was too high? So I've removed all of these as my chance, and then if it is below my new endpoint, that's how I would go about and attack this if I were going to do it. Be like, well, you just gave me incorrect information because you told me that it was over here. Now you're telling me that my new low point is too high. Does that help? Does that help answer that question? Nico, I'll DM this to you, and then you can play around with it. There we go. And you let me know if you have any questions, because I may not be understanding exactly what you're wanting to do. So here we go. And paste. There we go. There you go. Go ahead and you can play around with that and see if that helps you get what you're wanting. If it goes to 1 and it divides, it will turn to a float. No, it won't turn to a float because we're doing floor division. So that was one of the, I can't remember if we may have talked about that before you got here. So you guys want me to revisit floor division? Anybody seen what that does? Floor division is very, very cool. We'll just go over it again. All right, so floor division. So it's a variation of modulo, if you ask me, in my opinion. So we've seen modulo where we take what's a good one? 11 divided by 4. Yeah, 11 modulo 4. Because what I have left over is a remainder of 3. And that's why we have 3/4. 3 divided by 4 is 0.75 or 3/4. Now, so when we did this, our whole number is 2. So if I do 11 floor division 4, my output is 2. So I will not, I won't, I'm guarding against floats with my floor division right here. Does that help? Because I think what do sorting algorithms do? I saw a video on visualizing algorithm and it showed colors, and I was wondering, does it sort a number or a name or a file, and how does it do that? Well, it depends on the order in which you want to do it. So basically, bubble sort, well, there's all kinds of sorting algorithms, and there are people that just sit around in rooms and try to come up with the best way to sort things in the fastest, most optimized way. So think about a list that is, and it just becomes more complex the larger that. Now I need to become. It's called the cost of the how much time, how much logarithmic time does it take? What does it sort? Well, whatever you pass it. So, all right. Let me just give you an example. So let's say you had a list of this numbers and you needed it in order. So how much compute time, ergo cost, would it take to sort this? And whatever you're sorting, I mean, alphabetic, increasing, decreasing. I mean, things always need to be put in order so you can find them, or even search. I mean, when you're searching even a file. So when I come over here and do Control F, and it needs to run through this entire file linearly to find that the contents that you're typing, and that's exactly what this bisectional. This actually is a great conversion into what this whole exercise is doing. Is what is the most efficient way to do this? And when you're going in between and you're looking for midpoints, or you're trying to get an answer to something like this, cutting it in half and removing the rest of it, that is the best technique. Now, I am not a sort expert, so please do not hold when you're going to talk about this. I have not ever tried to write my own bubble sort or any sort of sorting algorithm, because one, it doesn't really interest me because those things have already been done. But there are whole segments of computer scientists who are constantly reviewing and seeing if there is a better way to find things and to put them in order, because people who are utilizing the information, they need to have them. So I don't know if that answered your question or not, but just sorting anything, it's contents, and what type of objects are they? Are they numbers? Is it identification numbers? Is it first and last names? All of those things, all of those data pieces. And in my world, it was sorting purchase orders, sorting vendors, all of those things. And we needed to have them sorted and grouped, and it needed to be efficient. It needed to be done in the most efficient manner. So, all right. Does that help? And then where it really became fun was when we're like, oh, hey, by the way, here are a list of vendors. They have multiple vendor numbers, and their name may not be exactly the same on each of the vendor numbers. Or what is awesome is when large companies start buying up smaller companies, and they're like, hey, yeah, I know that this one wasn't a part of this group a while ago, but now they are. So I was turning green and yellow. Green, well, that's a new color. Let's see. Sometimes you turn green or yellow or orange. Yeah, the lighting is really starting to act up, and I know I need to fix it. And I'm also I started later in the day. I'm gonna try something. When I do that, oh, that's awful. That is so bad. I think I need to bite the bullet and get more cameras. More lights, and just have it be brighter. Because I have a reflector here and a light from the ceiling, and I thought that was gonna do it. So it's bouncing off of up there and then shining back. When I went to the dark background. So all right, let's see. But Nico, did that help with the sort? Is that kind of answering your question? All right, let's see. Oh, I wonder if when I drink my drink. No green. I don't think I have any. The only thing green I have is behind me, and it should be blurring in or having me come over, which I still really don't understand that technology because it's been around forever. I remember when I was a kid, went to the local news station, and they had a green wall for the weather, and that was pretty cool. That was actually just down the way from my house, or the apartment complex I grew up in. We thought that was so cool. All right, let's see. But yeah, if we could. Does everybody understand floor division? Does everybody get this? Because this is a really fast and easy way to not have to then take our answer of 11, 4, and then wrap this in an int, and then go from there. And we can just do this right here, floor division. All right. So how would we, when it takes a photo of you, it will delete all the green pixels and replace them with the pixels behind you? Oh, so that's absolutely how that works. I knew it overlaid, because what always cracked me up was when the weather guys didn't check their ensemble, or St. Patrick's Day, and they'd have a green tie on, and then it would show up on their whatever was being shown. It ended up would be on their shirt or their jacket, because it'd be where their green tie was. And I don't know, I was always a weird kid, and I just thought that was so funny. But all right, how would we protect against this? So if I were to go, all right, so we'd have to have another one other pointer. Sometimes the green screens get sloppy because it has to be done like 60 times per second. Yeah, depending on the frames per second. Yeah, I think OBS is right now 60%, and my CPU is at like 5%, because we swapped out CPUs and jammed this full of a whole bunch of RAM. Yeah, I got all this stuff running, and my memory is only at 33%. So I have a lot of fuel in the tank, I guess. And then my processor, it's my son would be mad if I don't remember, but it's a heavy duty processor. It can take a lot of load. Right now, my bottleneck is the hard drive. So we just got a 4 terabyte Western Digital. Feel like I'd see the box. I feel like it's a 4 terabyte hard drive. So all right. So if we were to take another pointer, and if we were to get conflicting information, and it would be like response low, old low, old high, and then if we get a response that is, it can't be lower than this and it can't be higher than this, then we'd give a response of, sorry, you've given me misinformation, and we will have to start over, because just like we were right here, so if it's too high, and my low is 19. So I guess you'd have to experiment to see how this is going. Actually, that might be a pretty cool thought exercise for me to try to do after this. So, all right, right now, how long is this stream? 1 hour and 20 minutes. So that's kind of cool. All right, let's see. That's not what I wanted to look at. Wanted to go here. Let's see yesterday's stream. Yeah, see, that's still showing 8.1 hours. And then the day before, that's 0.8. So something's going on, and I can't figure it out. And it's starting to drive me bananas. But all right, we've had a few people drop off. Nico, I don't know if you're here. You're still here. Unfinished is probably gone. Shelton, I don't know if you have any questions about your number triangle. Srinivas, I appreciate your kind words. Before we drop today, I know we didn't do decorators. I thought bisectional search and all of these things here were very handy. Oh, here's one thing. Does everybody know? Do I have a string in here somewhere? Low, high. I don't think I have. Has anybody ever seen that? You can call dir and get everything that you have set up in memory. When your stream ends, a new one starts, but it shows nothing until you start recording. Yeah, that is so weird. I don't know why that is happening, because I don't have anything set up to do that. Hey Dax, how are you? Glad to have you here. Yesterday a stream started after your stream, and now it started showing something. Yeah, that is so very weird. I have no idea. But all right, let's create a quick let's create a quick string. So everybody know how to get the methods dir of your object. So what am I doing here with lowering? So this is how, because if you look right here, everything right here is lowercase. And I think we showed yesterday with the Pareto that these are not the same. Well, Nico, I would absolutely love to say that if I scheduled a stream, I would be able to do it. Things have been so weird around here. I wanted to start at 8, and I don't think I started till like 8:40. So I don't want to tell you guys that I would start it at a certain time and then not. I'd feel really bad about that you guys would be sitting around, and I don't want that to happen. So let's see. So the way that what I'm doing here with the lower is I'm defending against this. I'm in central. I'm actually right on the cusp. One of our bedroom communities is in. I take that back. We have quite a few communities in here around us that are on Eastern time. So yeah, don't want to out you on that. Yeah, I'm in Central U.S. time, also known Chicago's time zone. All right, so name. I have this, and when I do name dot lower. And this is called dot notation, in case you're super new. And then, all right, so what it does, so help name dot lower. So what does this do, Nico? I think I'd rather it say it's starting, but being delayed by 40 minutes than not knowing when it's starting at all. I gotcha. Okay. Then after we get done with this, I will try to set up a stream, and I'll try to put in a time. And then if I end up being late, I'll try to drop something in the comment. Okay. So yeah, we'll go from there, and maybe that might stop the issues. But all right. So here's an important word that happens a lot when you're reading documentation: return. You're going to see return or in place, and those are vital for what's going to happen and how it's going to operate. Because converted and cast. We need to talk about that tomorrow. So return means it gets created and it can be assigned to another variable. In place means it's not, you cannot reassign it to a new variable. It's going to automatically override your variable, and it's going to do it right there. Couple of the in places that I can think of is a list sort. Let's look at help list dot sort. So, and this is my, I only have a few complaints, very, very small complaints. So, all right. So return none. So this is another, so there's return in place and return none. Return in place and return none are the same. So that's my only complaint, is there's inconsistencies between these. So you cannot assign it to something. Here we go. And in place. Return none, in place. So I'm trying to think of all the others. You have sort, which is a built-in method, a dot notation. Then you have the sorted function, that is you run a iterator through sorted. And sorted looks like this. Help dot sorted. Built-in function, return a new list. So it creates a new list, iterable. So now, does not say list. So this is important. Returns a list containing all items from iterable. It does not say list here. So this is very important. So let's look at this. Now, Nico, here's a perfect example of sorting. So I'm going to pass in a string, which is an iterable. So check this out. List sorted name. So check this out. This is why being aware of how things work, and I can't say that enough, is vital. So I did not pass in. It does not say list here. It says iterable. A string is an iterable. You can iterate through it. So if I can move through it with a for function, a for keyword, it is an iterable, and I can pass it into sorted. So what this does is it took all, and then here's one other thing about Python that's important. The capital letters have a higher, are sorted first. So S, so let's see. S less than, check this out. True. All right. So we're going to look at ASCIIs and Unicode tomorrow and understand what in the world is going on right here. But A, B, C, D, E, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U. So this is a sorted list now, and I passed in an iterable. So, all right, we got some folks dropping out right now, but we're at about an hour and 30 minutes, so this was very, very cool, as always. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Nico, thank you for being here. Okay. Let's see. Can you talk about quargs a bit? I know very little about it. Oh, you're talking about. Well, I don't know how much longer. Don't know if my wife's gonna need to talk about this or not. So let's see. Quargs. So well, before we get into quargs, do you know about args? So don't get. I may need to think about this, and we may need to talk about this tomorrow. I haven't thought about args and quargs. It's a use case of not knowing. So when you're programming, you typically, yeah, I'll talk about this for just a sec. Well, actually, have you looked at args and quargs on my YouTube channel? Have you done that? Here. Nico, give me a second. Args. Yeah, these are old, so the video quality is probably not very good. All right. Here. I'll put it there. And then I'll also send, that's args. I'll send it to you in Discord too. All right, Nico. There's args. But yeah, if you're on desktop, it's extremely easy. Quargs. No way, I do not have a quargs video. Really? Okay. Well, that is a great question to ask. So go look at the okay. Here's a general concept of args and quargs. It is a way to be able to handle by not knowing how much of something. So everything in programming, you need to know how much. So here's a perfect example, like unpacking. Oh, we could talk about this for hours. Args and quargs is basically unpacking. So, no. Okay. A, B, C equals 1, 2, 3. Okay. So let's just take a peek at this for a minute. This is a completely legal statement. So I have 3 variables and I have an object that has a contents with three indices. So when I now call A, I get 1, B, 2, and C, 3. I unpacked this. So now I knew this had 3, so I knew I needed to have 3 variables. So in a typical world, like a JSON object, hey, I know I'm going to get this list of key value pairs. So quargs are key value pairs. Args are single arguments. So it's just saying, hey, I don't know how many I could possibly be having. So I need to handle this. I need to defend against this with an args argument. So you're bringing it in and it's like, hey, I don't know exactly how big this list is going to be, but I know it's going to be a list and I know it's going to have stuff in it. That's the general concept of what args and quargs are. But you just pointed, so Nico kind of wins the prize because I think I'm spelling quargs right. Let's see. Quargs. Quargs in Python, yeah. Args and quargs. Let's see. Yep. And the important thing now also here's the super important thing about args and quargs. You don't have to call them args and quargs. The identifier is the number of asterisks. So you could do this. It's not a good idea. That's still args. And this and those are quargs. So single asterisk is args, double asterisk is quargs. Okay, so when you'd create a function, I hate it when it does that. So it'd be this hi, and then I'd pass in people. So this is still args because of, come on. Because of my single asterisk. I can do perfect. Exactly. So you'll be taking in args is I'd be getting some sort of list or array or a tuple or a set, things like that. Quargs is key value pair, a dictionary, a JSON object, things like that. But don't get hung up on, because then you just take this and you're identifying with Python. Hey, I know this is going to be, I don't know what's in here. I know what it's going to look like. It's like a present. There we go. I know what type of stuff this is, but I'm telling you, I don't know how much could be in here. And I'm going to need your help to handle unlimited, possibly unlimited, bottomless bag of stuff. It could be 4, it could be 4 million, but I need you and I to be on the same page that it could be a ton or it could be a little, but I'm telling you right now, I don't know. So, all right, I'm going yellow and orange, I think. So that's driving me bananas. So we're going to stop right here and hopefully start earlier tomorrow. Maybe I can get my act together. But I hope, as always, this was helpful. Shoot, I hate when we have some people jumping in here at the end. But please, if you've not joined Discord down below, please do that. And I'm going to be reviewing stuff later today. In print, you can put as many inputs as you want. If it doesn't exceed the print limit, like print hello world. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that it, well, does print have it as args? Well, I don't know. I haven't looked at it in a while. We'll address this tomorrow. And actually I need to make a video for Quargs. I can't believe, and thank you to Nico. Congratulations. I haven't had anybody find anything that I haven't had a video on. So I absolutely have to make one for Quargs. So, all right, I'm going to go wrap up. I need to check on some stuff, but appreciate it, everybody. As always, love having you guys here. We're at 1 hour and 41 minutes. Had a great time today, and hope to see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.